Brendan, first of all, earlier this summer you said Mario Balotelli won't be joining Liverpool. Why has that stance changed?
Vinny, I can categorically tell you that I can't speak about it or anything until a player is signed.
Where are we at with it then? Can you say where we're at with it?
No.
Okay.
No. If we sign anyone now, we'll speak at length about them, but until then I can't say anything.
Just wondered, can we ask about the code of conduct though? Is that standard or is it a special case for this particular signing?
Code of conduct as in, I think every club will have a code of conduct for the people and the professionals that work. You know, we've got quite an extensive code of conduct for players and staff here, so there's no specific one for any one individual. It covers across the professional group of people here, both staff and players.
Is that therefore trying to keep the balance within your dressing room, make sure that the atmosphere within that dressing room is protected?
We've got a fantastic environment here and a great culture, and I think that over the last 2 years it's something that was very important for us to create and build here. So, and there'll be nothing that will ever shake that or, as I said, provoke it in any way. So, and that's something that I've always protect at the club. So, as I said, the environment here is fantastic. We've got a real learning environment here for players, and as you've seen over a couple of years, we've lots of players have improved and developed. So, so that will continue.
If and when a deal for Mario is concluded, will that be your last piece of business, do you think, or are you still in the market for more?
No, we will just look at what we needed right through to the end of August. We don't have too much to do, to be honest. We the bulk of our work. There's a lot of great work went on early on in the pre-season, but we've always said we were looking for another striker. So if we can do a deal and the market the way it is, it makes it very, very difficult. But as I said, if we can do a deal for any more players, then that's certainly something that we'll do. So, but come the end of August, I'm sure I'll be really happy with the team and the squad that I have.
With that in mind as well, how important is this one game in terms of the title race?
Well, it's an important fixture for us. I think that we had a couple of great games against Manchester City last season, and of course they are the champions. So, but I don't think it will define everything. I think that it's over the course of the 38 games. You know, we done reasonably well in the big games last season, but it's over the course of the 38. So, and that's something that I'll always look at. You know, we've gone there in the last 2 seasons since I've been there. We've performed very well, and that will be the same idea going into this game, to perform. Look, it's early season and we started with a great win, but to go and perform and hopefully get the result is what the aim will be.
Could somebody coming in have an effect on perhaps going out from the club as well?
I think we have a number of players that we're probably looking to see where their opportunities will lie. I think every player that's here now is clear in terms of where I would see them in the squad or not in the squad. So every player understands exactly where they stand here at Liverpool, and as I said, we'll see between now and the end of August if the opportunity comes for players to move on if they want to do that.
And you've talked of the tight-knit team that you've already got. You must therefore have confidence that anybody coming in would be able to fit in rather than disrupting that team. Complete confidence.
I think every player that we assess and look at, of course, character is very, very important. So no player would come into here if, as I said, if I felt that it couldn't work. I always look at people as well. It's not just on the coaching element. I look at people, and I think if I can help the person, then it's something that I will look at. And I think if you've assessed my coaching career from when I was a youth coach, it's all I've ever done. People who know me well will tell you that I look to try and develop the player and the person, and that is something that's always very, very important to me. So, and if I feel that someone cares enough, I will give them everything. And thankfully we have a culture here, like I said, that creates the talents and obviously gives them the opportunity to blossom. And I think I've shown before that nothing will ever stand in the way of that, no matter how good or bad the player is. That as long as they show they care and they want to learn and want to develop, we can give them the opportunity here.
As far as this game against Manchester City is concerned, obviously the top 2 teams from last season. Is it almost a shame that you're not up to full throttle yet with this one, or is it a good way to get the Premier League sort of sparked up to life straight away?
Well, I think it has been a great start to the league campaign. I think that all the teams, as I said, it was some excellent games last weekend, and certainly for us, we were absolutely delighted to start with a win. I was very, very pleased and very happy that we won the game. Of course, we will perform better, and that fluidity will get better as the season goes on. You know, you have to understand that a lot of players are coming back late. But whatever time the game comes, it's always very, very important. And for us, so early on, it's even, as I said, it's even more significant. So for us, we know it's going to be a tough game. They've been really close games with Manchester City, and we'll go to there and play how we've played before, with no fear, and go and look to attack the game.
And just one last one, if I may, injury-wise, how's everybody looking?
Yeah, the players are. Markovic will come into the squad. He's been excellent in training. He's worked very hard to come back. Adam Lallana is on the latter stages of his sort of rehabilitation, so he'll join the group. He obviously won't be in the squad for Monday. Yes, yeah, he's been with our conditioning coaches, so he'll train with the team on Sunday. So he's looking in great condition, and we just got to get him up to sort of match speed, really. Jose Enrique, we'll see how Jose goes, but and obviously Daniel Agger's still out. So, but apart from that, the squad is healthy and looking very good. John's still a wee bit of time off as well.
And that's he's still.
Yeah, still out. Yeah.
Thank you, Jules.
Do you think the game against Manchester City being much cagier there because it's so early on in the season, the second game of the Premier League season between yourselves?
I don't think so. I think the nature of both teams is, you know, is the offensive game. But of course they're normally tight games. So I think if you look at both sets of players, you know, lots of invention, lots of creativity in the team. So I think that both teams will be creative and want to score goals. So I think it's the nature. You know, for us, we know we need to be compact, we need to be solid when we haven't got the ball, we need to be aggressive and press well. That's the nature of our game, but we know we have that freedom and that, you know, movement and pace in the team that can hurt teams. So for us, we understand that it's early on, but it'll be a good game for sure.
And when you talk about developing players and wanting to help players and the character of your sport, what is the ideal character for a Liverpool player? What type of personality person would that player be?
I don't think there's players and people come in all different shapes and sizes and different traits. You know, I think if you can't throw a blanket over everyone. You know, I think all I can say is that this period of where I'm at and building the club, you know, if we were looking to bring in a player that we felt was a risk 2 years ago, I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have done it, you know, because the environment wasn't created. I think what we have here now is a culture of performance, of people working very, very hard, of an infrastructure that's set up to allow players to flourish. And if you come into that and you're not that way and not that character, then it will be really, really difficult for you. So you've got to weigh it up when you bring in the player, but certainly what you have is, this is a club that's different to most. You know, this isn't like many clubs. Liverpool is a club that's a real strong family football club with values and ethics that run over many years. And I, as the manager of the club here, will fight to protect those always. So no matter the player or the professional at the club, they will abide by that. And that's something that is important. But we understand that sometimes you have to take a risk with people. And normally, and a lot of the time, if you take that risk, you can get a reward for it.
Given the team spirit last season, Brendan, was such a big part of what you did. When you bring in 8 players and potentially 9, how do you preserve that team spirit and I guess involve the incoming players into that?
I think they've all fit it in very well. I think, of course, it helps when you bring in the certain type of character. You know, all the guys that have come in are very, very grounded, very humble, and they want to work. So they've come in, and as I said, it's been quite a smooth transition for them. And I think the atmosphere and the ambience around the team is very, very good. But that's something that you foster, it's something that you work at, it's not something that just happens. And that's something as the manager that you have to lead on. So for us here, it's been a key marker for us when people look at the team as well as the qualities. Our team spirit is very strong, and it's something that got us through the game last weekend. That character, that resilience, that spirit. Maybe early on you didn't really see that, but I think you see that now in the team, that if we're not playing so well, we still want to fight and we still want to work, and you'll do that when the team is close and the squad is close, and ultimately that will get you results.
And presumably your transfer window, this is when your scouting network comes to the fore. Have you had to do much work in terms of how that works since you arrived at the club?
Yeah, but it's something that we had to create when we came in 2 years ago, and as each day has gone on, that has become really strong. We work very closely together. It's not easy, because there's a very small group of players that are there, and the market is obviously there for us, but it can be difficult. But there's been a lot of great works going on here over the course of this last season. The players that we're bringing in, they haven't just been plugged out of the sky. They've been monitored and watched, and we've obviously spoken to most, and they agree that they want to come into an ambitious club and hungry to do well here. So as I said, been a lot of activity over the off season, but as I said, we'll probably see this as our biggest window for a couple of years.
Brendan, might see Alberto Moreno make his debut on Monday, and you speak a little bit about what he'll bring to the team when he does come?
Well, he'll be in the squad. He obviously comes in fit. He's a young player that is very dynamic going forward. He gives us the balance. He's got a great left foot, passes it well, sees the pass early, gets forward on the outside, can penetrate on the inside. As I said, he's very hungry and keen to learn. Got good experience. He comes in as a winner. He won the Europa League last year. So he comes in with a good mentality. And as I said, at the age, he's 22, and he's still got a lot of development in him. So he'll pick up the pace very quickly. As I said, he comes in as a regular starter in Sevilla. So I expect him to come in and over the coming years show he's a real attacking player, and that'll fit Liverpool perfectly.
Anything else on the radios? Thank you very much, guys.